how will the United States declare that all citizens shall indeed receive the best safeguard and protection this union has to offer? In 1787, the United States took upon themselves to create the Constitution to help preserve citizens' rights. The Second Amendment was one of many rights given to U.S. citizens. The Second Amendment provides U.S. citizens the right to bear arms. Guns have become an acceptable form of protection throughout time. Furthermore, this speech will discuss the view of gun control in the United States. Thus will be presented on the easy purchasing of military assault rifles, in addition to the lack of thorough background checks. Finally, an explanation behind the failure of protection for vulnerable citizens. For starters, what was the reason for gun control? Gun control became necessary after the lack of restrictions U.S. citizens had when it came to buying and keeping firearms. According to an article, legal issues in firearm injury provision include efforts to use legislation or regulation to control the design, manufacture, sale, and use of guns, litigation by individuals against firearm manufacturers, constitutional issues affecting gun policy, and legislation restricting the ability of individuals or governments to implicit policy change. Also, gun shows and gun shops have been known to attract various purchasers, such as ex-felons, mentally ill individuals, criminals, and etc. In the video, Eric Johnson, an owner of a law firm, states that a criminal who has committed crimes, felonies, is not a person that is going to be concerned with the law to purchase a firearm legally. Likewise, another concern of gun control laws is the absence of background checks. In hindsight, it has been proven that the United States does lack detailed screening of potential gun purchasers. Background checks on applicants is limited on how deep the screening will go. This restriction has been known to allow guns to get into the hands of very dangerous individuals. According to Chief Bynes from the Charlotte Police Department, he wants to strengthen the laws involving handgun possessions by requiring fixed waiting periods, background checks, permits to carry weapons, and restrictions on where the guns may be carried. The lack of background checks on purchasers of guns has led to several violent killings. In a recent article, an author has stated that there needs to be more enforcement and greater restriction for gun accessibility, such as background checks, and the restriction of certain types of military-style weapons, such as AK-47s, and large ammunition capacity. At last, one of the major highlights for gun control has been the lack of safety for citizens. Gun violence and mass shootings have been prevalent and happen more regularly in cases where innocent individuals may live. These areas consist of schools, churches, malls, and department stores. You may know some such as Sandy Hook, Columbine, the Aurora movie theater, and more. In the video, James Q. Wilson specifies that 30,000 Americans are killed each year by firearms, mostly in homicide and suicide, a few from accidents. Of the 20,000 murders each year, over 60% are committed with a gun. Of the 500,000 robberies, 40% involved the use of guns. Numerous as these guns-related crimes are, they have involved less than 1% of the estimated 120 million guns in private possession. This number is beyond enormous, in my opinion. According to Dowler, it has been known that the media often presents distorted images of crimes and justice. They choose to twist the view of crime and justice in the world. Also, Chris Dolev and Cambridge state that the USA has less than 5% of the world's population, but up to half of the world's civilian-owned guns. From this has resulted in citizens becoming fearful and weary of their safety and protection in the United States. This has resulted in citizens wanting to buy their own guns to protect their own family from others. Above all, gun control in the United States is continuing to progress forward for a more secure future. In summary, I have informed you of the gun control exposure in the United States. We have taken an in-depth view of how gun control has been able to evolve in the United States over time. We also have examined the reason why gun control has become necessary, not only from loose rules for purchasing various firearms, but also the argument behind the numerous concerns of potentially endangered citizens. In the United States, protection has been deemed as necessary, not only for citizens, but the entire country. In final analysis, the United States continues to put forth all powers and resources to ensure that all citizens receive protection. As you evaluate the information retained, ask yourself, how are you helping ensure that all citizens receive the best safeguard and protection this union has to offer? Thank you.